We've got back, shoulders, and arms today. I am pre-gaming with the Alani new Winter Wonderland. My coach gave me a new program today, so I'm super excited. Because if you've ever done bodybuilding or done anything that requires repetition and repetitive movements, I've been following this program for 6 weeks, so it's really nice to get something new. I'm going to take you through everything, or at least show you everything, but we have an underhand bent over barbell row, reverse fly machine, lat pull downs, a plate front raise, dumbbell standing shoulder press, triple tens, which I don't know what it is yet, so I'm going to have to watch that video. So my arms are going to be dead. I'm really excited about it though, no complaints. I had to skip leg day yesterday because my back is acting up again. I've been dealing with back pain for, my daughter's almost 8, so almost 8 years. And it comes and goes way quicker than it has had in the past, so I'm not really worried too much about it. But yeah, let's go get this back, shoulders, and arm workout in. I'm excited. I look like a gym bro today. I have like my cutoff sweatshirt. I have my shorts on with sweatpants over on top. My Crocs on. I am pro wear Crocs to the gym. I don't care what anyone says. Let's freaking go. Okay, so because of said back problems, I don't think it's a great idea to do bent over rows right now. So what I am gonna do is I'm going to set up the cable machine for low rows, which was a substitution that my coach gave me. Now, if your gym does not have a low cable row, a low row machine, I'm gonna show you how you can set it up in order to like kind of make your own version of it. So what you're gonna need for sure though is a cable machine that is adjustable. So I'm gonna set you down, show you how I do it, and yeah, just kind of walk you through the whole thing. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that you can do this, of course, but the main thing that you're gonna need is a cable machine, and then you're gonna need to make it low to like about where you're seated. So for me, it's probably gonna be like right around here. The problem with having a gym that is unstaffed is that things get lost. I am looking for the handlebars, the handle attachment, that they're right here. So I'm gonna go look for that. Found it. So you're gonna want something that you can do wide ones if you want, but I'm looking for this one in particular, and you're gonna attach it to the cable. The next thing you're gonna need is something to sit on. So I'm gonna go grab a bench. We might need to adjust this depending, but I'm gonna go grab a bench and bring it over here.
So somebody walked in to the gym. I wasn't there alone, but out of respect, I decided to just do a voiceover instead. But what you're gonna need to do to finish the setup is to have a bench. Now, some benches don't have the footrest like this one does. If there's no footrest on it, you can get a like a big 45-pound plate, like a thick one, or you can get like a box and put it there to like rest your feet on, because you need something to push against too. So we have these low rows on the cable machine, and you can see me, I am logging in the weight that I used because it's super important to log your progress. So we're doing 15 reps, then 12 reps, then 10 reps, then 8 reps. Because the rep range is going smaller, you have to go up in weight. And you can start to see it on my face when I start to work really hard. But with the low row, you're really gonna wanna make sure, I think I'm getting ready for reverse fly right here. I'm not ready to move on. So we are going through a reverse fly, but my gym did not have a reverse fly machine. So I am doing face pulls instead, which are hitting that rear delt. You can see me looking in the mirror to make sure that I'm getting that mind to muscle connection. Rear delts are so hard for me to feel. I've talked about this before, This is one of the exercises that I can actually feel the movement, feel that contraction in the rear delts. Just a reminder, it's always fun to work out, so have fun with it. Dance to your music, do what you need to do. For the face pulls, I used to literally pull to my face. In order to make this work, I noticed that I need to lean back just slightly and then make sure that I'm pulling with my elbows first. You're gonna notice that that's a big trend in this workout, is that I'm pulling with my elbows first. So my hands, I used to leave out in front of me, but I noticed that if I think about it as if I'm pulling that was a hard set. If I pull my hands back as if I'm trying to touch my hands to the back wall and keep them in line with my elbows rather than having my elbows go back behind me, it helps a lot. And you can see I'm starting to get a little bit of momentum here. We are doing 15, 12, 10, and then 10 reps again. So 4 sets of this one. And by that 4th rep, I was feeling it. I was so grateful to have this song on, put the work in. This was like so perfect. It's such a fun, pump up girly song, but pulling through, and like you can see it on my face. If you need to take breaks in the middle of your set, that is totally fine to kind of like regain your composure and make sure that you're doing the exercise correctly. Make sure you're hydrating, of course. I've got my little 20-ounce hydro jug there. Code Fit and Lit will save you 10% off. And then we're going into a lat pull down. Lat pull downs feel so good to me. You're gonna notice I have this big stretch as that bar goes up. I'm kind of going underneath it and then slightly hinging at the hips to pull it down at my chest. You don't want to release the weight too quickly and let gravity pull those weights back, bringing your arms up too quickly. All of it should be super controlled no matter what. Again, this one we've got 12 reps, 10 reps, 8 reps, and then we have a drop set for our 4th set of 20 reps. Now, for lat pull downs, this is where I told you, pulling your elbows first is going to be a common theme here. Your elbows, think about your elbows coming down into your lats. So your lats are what kind of like sticks out of the side, like the wings, or like when you see men and they're kind of like walking and they flare their shoulders out as if they're like so wide they can't walk through the door. Some of it's unnecessary, but that's a topic for another time. But you should be making these faces on those last few repetitions and hitting failure when possible. So failure is just what you just saw, where I couldn't make it quite all the way down, but I'm trying and I am pulling that and I can't do a full rep. That's that failure. Taking rest as well. And I believe this next one here, we have that drop set. A drop set is where you pull heavy, do as many reps as you can. It's usually around like 8 to 10 to 12 maybe, depending. Once you can't go anymore, for me this was a lot less, you drop the weight and then you continue to go. Do as many as you can. Usually there's a set number, but for me, I personally like to go off of feel. And right there, I can't do another one. Oh, I pulled a little harder, and then you're gonna drop the weight again. With drop sets, sometimes I'm not sure if the weight is going up or down. It feels like it's getting harder and harder and harder each time. So by the time you're done with your drop set, you should be at like 50% weight and struggling. Like it should burn. You should really get a really, really, really freaking good pump with a drop set. And yes, your face should look a little crazy. Sometimes on a drop set, you do have to use a little bit of momentum, and that is okay. I was so glad to be over with this one, but I really, really, really do. I did way more than 20 reps on this one. But again, I like to go off of feel. I love drop sets. I think they're super, super fun. There it is. The wider your hands go, the more inner lats, so the inner part of your back, that you're gonna be on that lat pull down. Next up, I was getting warm. It has been really cold over here in California, so I just, I had to show off my quads because they are coming in hot. Even though I'm doing shoulders and back, I had to show off the hard work. So next up we have a plate front raise, 15 reps, 12 reps, and 10 reps. And plate front raises are more difficult than dumbbells, in my opinion, because you have to use that little bit of pressure inward, so you get a little bit of chest. And then we have dumbbell standing shoulder raises. So here's a little trick too if your gym is missing weights. So we are missing 15 pounders. I have 10 and then 20. 20s are a little bit too heavy for me to do what I want to do controlled. So what I'm doing here is I'm doing half reps. So I'm going halfway up, all the way up, halfway down, all the way up, and then all the way down, and counting that. It just keeps a little bit of time under tension more with lighter weights. So you can always adjust as needed. Halfway up, all the way up, halfway down, all the way up, and then all the way back down. And just doing as many as I can there, because if I go up in weight, it'll be too heavy and I won't be able to keep form. From here, I found out what triple tens were, and it is 10 lateral raises, which lateral raises get the middle part of your delt, that part that kind of like sticks out. There's 3 parts to your delt, so we're basically getting all 3. Then we got a 10 front raise. Again, I really like doing them with dumbbells. I feel it more in my shoulders than in my chest on a front raise. And this is without any rest in between, which is why it's called a triple 10. And then immediately going into a rear delt fly. Staying really light on these is really important, especially as somebody like myself, which I've said before, it's really hard for me to feel my rear delts without engaging my back. So what I like to do for these is, we'll see it on the next one, but I like to go a little bit more forward. And then again, making sure that you are drinking your water and logging the weights that you use. My quads are popping. I'm so happy with my progress. Like my butt, I've always kind of had a butt, but my quads are always kind of slacking. So again, we have 10 lateral raises, elbows higher than the hands, pinkies higher than the thumbs, keeping a nice tight core, slight little bouncy legs, immediately going into a front raise. These little weights, I think I'm using 10s here for these 2. And then I believe I drop it down for the rear delt, but I like to go slightly forward. You'll see in this next one. But I did not film an outro. I thought I did, and I guess I didn't. So if you are new here, please make sure that you subscribe and like this video for more of these. And let me know if you like the voiceover. Let me know what you want to see more of. I love talking with you guys, and I will see you guys next time.